What's up, YouTube fans? Today I'm going to take a look at the Magic Square Shadow Master and Shadow Master alternate version, or their version of a Legend Scale Mirage and toy version of Mirage. So these came out at different times. These were sent to me by Dr. Diecast, so I could compare the two, take a look at both. We are all just going to show the articulation and transformation on one of these, but we'll compare them both as we go. Right away, you can see the difference between these two. The original is meant to be more toy accurate. We'll put the G1 image there so you can take a look. You got the blue for the chest area here, the blue here for the knees instead of silver, and then blue for the feet instead of the silver. The alternate version does have paint. So this is painted blue, this is painted silver. The thighs are painted on the original, not painted on this one. And then the arms are painted white, whereas this one's just a white plastic. The white paint is kind of chalky, and you can see little bits. This is right out of package, brand new, hasn't been touched. And you can already see there's little bits of extra paint and plastic. So it is a little bit on the chalky side. Plastic's a little, rough. But overall, it's a really nice looking version of Mirage. Let's take a look at the articulation. The head is on a ball joint. It does kind of collide with this backpack here, but you can move that back. Then you can get the head all the way up. Just got to move this out of the way. That will rotate around, and you get a little bit of side to side out of that. Shoulders rotate around. On a friction joint, it's pretty tight, I think, due to the paint. There's black paint on this shoulder piece. Up to the side, all the way up to there. You have a rotation at the elbow. It doesn't feel great, and I think it's just because of the paint in there. But Magic Square plastic is pretty robust, so I don't think it's going to break. It just feels kind of funny. You have a single jointed elbow. Gets you a little past 90 degrees. You have a rotation here at the wrist. For the waist, you have a rotation and an ab crunch. Gets you pretty far down to there. For the legs, it kicks up to there. With the hip skirt moves with it. A little piece of the hip skirt stays behind, but that's a smart way to do it. Back, not much. It collides with this piece here, so it doesn't go back. And then out to the side, you do have to lift this, and then you can get this up and to the side, but it seems to have collision. It collides with this front hip skirt, so I don't know. So it's a strange design, at least on this one. It's a little bit tight due to the paint. For the knees, you have a double jointed hinge, so it gets you the full bend. Again, the paint is in there. I don't know if that tolerance is going to loosen up once the paint comes off. But ankle tilt, toe tilt, and ankle pivot on those feet. As far as the accessories, you both get the shoulder missile here. Slightly different color, gray or silver on them, but very similar. This one's a little bit darker. This will plug in on the backpack right here. And it's a little tricky to get it on there because you kind of have to hold it while you're pushing it. But you can get that in, and that's how it looks. Same on this guy. And there's a slot on either side, so whatever side you want it. I'm just putting it on that side because that's where he had it in the cartoon. So those both look nice. They also both come with a blaster. Obviously this one done in the blue plastic matching his feet, and this one done with the painted silver matching him. And that will fit in either hand. Same for this one. And that's pretty nice looking. And you also get alternate faces. These are super teeny tiny. They look like this. And in order to swap them, it's a little bit challenging, but if you lift up on that back piece there, just enough, you should be able to get the head lifted up. And then you can pull off the face. There's the alternate face. It's kind of a smiling face. It's pretty hard to see. It's very small, but there it is. And of course, the original comes with that face too. It does have metallic blue eyes on both faces. So nice option there. And for a quick size comparison, there they are next to the New Age Optimus Prime. Fit in nicely in the Legend scale. Basically Carbot size. I don't have the Magic Square version, so there you go. Alright, now let's get this guy transformed into alt mode. And I will admit, it's not a fun transformation, but it is to have some smart engineering in there. It's just not very fun just due to the materials and the tolerances. So start on the arms, go ahead and fold the hands back, fold them inside the cavity and close that up. Very common transformation. We're going to lift up on this panel here on as far as it'll go, all the way up to there. Rotate the arm to the outside and then bring this up and store it like that. It does feel like this white surface is painted, by the way, so I'm not 100% sure, but it feels like it anyway. We're going to unpeg these from here. They're just puzzle piece tabbed right in there, and it's kind of tight, so especially with the paint, it feels like it's very tight. All right. Next, we'll take care of the chest, and this part is the sequence is not fun, but lift this up. You get these wheels out of here. And we have to kind of undo some things in order to get the rest. So fold these down and rotate the waist 180 degrees. All right, and then we want to extend this out on this panel right here on the slider. And as you do that, the head will kind of come down and end up storing. You can see it's like already going down, but you're going to bring up the front of the cockpit, and the head will end up down there. So it should end up like something like this. We're going to take these pieces here, they're going to fold upwards and store right here. These pieces right here are going to come out and fold down flat. These white pieces may be folded in, so you're just going to fold them out and flat onto the back panel here. All right, now we got that. We're going to bring the arms in. And make sure you have this extended all the way to there. And these will come and fit just under here. It's a tight fit. Tolerance is not quite right, but you can get that in there like that. Now you can come to the top here, and we're going to slide these back. And those can come right up to here, and then take these panels, these are going to slide forwards and then in. So they connect right there. You can bring the wheels out now. The wheels are just going to sit out like that. You can fold out the front spoiler. Let's do this side too. Push it forward and then tab it in on the side. Then these are going to tab into the sides of the vehicle. So get these pushed in. And then push down. And if you have it all right, it should be nice and flush like that. All right, now we're ready for the legs. So come to the back here. Recommend a spudger. Grab this, lift this panel up. That'll allow you to fold this panel out. You can take this panel on the side here, fold that in half, and then fold that in. That's going to make that panel on the side. Come to the front, you're going to open up this panel here, which kind of makes up the engine. You're going to rotate the engine to the center. It's a very tight tolerance there, but it should look like that. All right. Come to the back here, we're going to extend out the wheel. Rotate this foot down and around all the way until it sits flat, and then rotate this panel up. It actually has a stopping point right there. And then this is the spoiler, obviously, so I'm going to get the spoiler down like that. Then we can bring this panel forward, and this is going to tab into the side here, and there's a couple places where it's pegging. One here, one there, and then a puzzle piece up here. So make sure that's all forward, and then we'll get it tabbed in. Yeah, it's a bendy plastic that doesn't feel good. I don't like the way it feels as you're doing this. But that is how it's done. All right, then you take this is on a slider, so you're going to slide this down all the way. And then this wheel is going to peg into the side here. So peg that in. And we didn't get this tab in. Yeah, all of this part just doesn't, the tolerances are very strange. But you can get it, it just doesn't feel great. All right, so that's one side done. To the other side. All right, once you get both legs kind of in, there's a tab in the middle here, and then there's a over-under tab here on the top. So get these pegged together, get this tabbed in. It's a little tricky. And I guess it goes underneath. Yeah. And then get this pegged together. None of it feels good. All right, and there are the Shadow Masters in their alt modes. And not fun to get here, but looks really nice. You got some nice painted detail here, the number, and then the sponsor logo. Painted silver for the rims. Engine detail is painted on both. Very similar. A little bit of difference here in the silver versus the blue, but same for the front spoiler, blue versus silver. All in all, pretty close on these two, considering this is the toy version and the tune version is very similar. Here's the back. They do both roll on my uneven surface here. And I don't think there's any weapon storage on these guys, but yeah, there you go. Quick size comparison, there they are next to the New Age Optimus Prime trailer and roller. And they fit in nicely in vehicle mode. Nice size Indy car here. So final recommendations on the Magic Square Shadow Master and Shadow Master Alternative. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. I'm going to give a partial recommendation. This thing really looks nice in robot mode, and it really looks good in the vehicle mode. But the transformation is just not very fun. There's a lot of pieces where over-under tabs or puzzle piece tabs that just feel like they're going to break. There's also some weird tolerance things, especially with the painted parts on this guy. This one has fewer painted parts, but this one especially feels like it just wasn't toleranced right. And even articulating it, getting into this pose right here, felt like some parts are just not designed to move. You can get it there, but you really don't want to be messing with this a lot. And just as a demonstration, Dr. Diecast asked me to send this guy back in vehicle mode, just so he doesn't have to transform it, because he's going to display it like this. But that just goes to show you it's not very fun to mess with. And that's kind of why I'm giving it a partial recommendation. But I do think it looks great in both modes. But that's really it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.